That's the way.
Alright, hello and welcome to Empire of the Lost Next, week 19.
Damn.
We have almost played for... No, we played more than a half a month. We're almost on episode 20. Yay.
I'm sorry, a half a month?
Yeah, one day, every episode a day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
See, I was on the right line of thought.
Down the drain.
Almost. We're getting there.
Almost.
You guys still haven't left the dark. Okay, it's actually been over a month that you guys have been in the dark in the episodes. Just in Next, it hasn't. So, how's everybody's week been?
I was ill all week.
Right.
It was horrible. I wanted to die.
That's... Yeah. Any follow-ups?
I can't beat that.
Yeah, I mean, mine was interesting. I thought my air conditioner was going, which is bad because it's like $6,000 I didn't want to spend. And then I ended up passing state tests for 215 licensing, so that was really fun.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
What the fuck is 215 licensing?
Life, health, and variable annuities.
Okay.
For me, I worked. Yeah, that was it. And, oh boy, we ended off on a high-low part?
High note, low note,
High-low note.
Oh, yeah.
a note.
Something
That's great.
happened.
Something did happen. Quite a thing's happened. Who wants to recall the things that happened in the day of the last game?
Okay, I actually remember this session quite well for once. What happened was, we got onto this floor. It's like the training floor. It's where they do the training and such. And I was disguised as, what's his name, Tashog?
Yeah.
Tashog. And essentially, we got called over by some giant dude. And apparently there was some problems going on, some slavers being unruly or something like that. And we were to go deal with it.
Can I just
So, of
quickly
course-
point out that you were disguised as Tusak who had no legs?
Oh yeah. But he had like a big, like, kind of all-encompassing robe, so it was, good as long as he didn't look too close. So yeah, we went up to go do that. However, then we had a very interesting situation where the situation was actually one like assistant to a facilitator, so I think his thing was, and one just kind of slave guy, and they were trying to escape and trying to use that situation to escape, and they thought we were the facilitators and we thought they were the facilitators, and we just had to kind of lie to each other for a while until we both kind of figured each other out. And then after that, an actual facilitator, I don't know if they're both facilitators. I think one of them is and one of them's like something else. I'm not too sure. Doesn't matter. They showed up. We set a trap for them. They came into the kind of like room we were in, and we attacked them preemptively. We had a big fight. Lots of people got hurt. We won. Just when it's about to get really bad, the facilitator supposedly gave up. Said that, like, they were gonna stop fighting, they were gonna help, blah blah blah. And Fiona just muscle memory, I suppose, just kind of shot them through the head with an arrow and killed them. And
It wasn't in the head, actually. Thank you
It
very
was
much.
not, actually.
where was it? The stomach,
She
was it the
blew
arm?
her stomach up.
Stomach.
Yeah, I did an explosion in the chest.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you? And yeah, and other than that, we had the
There's
other
always
woman.
an explosion.
We had the other woman
There you
who
go.
was in a stage 3 grapple.
Yep.
And yeah, we've got her chat. We could interrogate her. We could let her go. We could.
I
Mate,
literally
just
came back
fucking
from
murder
bleeding
us.
out just to grapple her again.
Yeah, because I'm the best stabilized dude ever.
Combination of
best.
that, and that's how much I hate her.
Nah, best stabilized.
Yeah,
Guys,
you went down, unconscious, almost dead, woke up, blinked for just seconds, and then jumped back on that thing to choke her out. So yeah, we
Yeah,
open
that's,
up. Yeah, that was pretty accurate. As we open up today, the
Astron
butcher.
also kissed Raya, but that's it.
Oh yeah, that is
That
true.
is
That is very
that is
true.
accurate.
Fuck you, that did happen. It was the forehead. Don't you dare start shipping that. Don't
Ship
you
it.
dare.
The ship has already sailed.
No.
Too late.
You're not allowed to say anything too coward to write that thing which you said you would, but you won't because you're too
I
scared.
don't understand why
Not
all
those
this broken.
ships.
Why are all these broken champagne bottles everywhere? Oh wait, that's right, because the ship has sailed.
Oh.
Oh god.
Why is this dockyard empty? Every ship is sailed.
Everyone.
So as we open up,
Let's not pretend that was the only one we got that week, though.
no, it
There
was
were
not.
like 3.
No, there was
Oguyama.
My
Oh, yeah,
favorite
you
was
should-
Asteron and
should-
Raikor, but
Whatever.
that aside.
Ogre Yama.
Okay.
Fuck.
Best shit.
As we open up in today's session,
What are you?
we find ourselves with a group currently all huddled around the butcher. Her herself, struggling, but to no avail. Both Raya and Raikor pinning her down, not giving her enough room to even slash with her gauntleted arms, or really move their legs, as both Raya and Raikor just have one knee pressed against her knee herself, putting their full weight as she just struggles there, head moving side to side, and making noises while Raikor has his arm currently slipped underneath her helmet and muffling her, not even giving her the opportunity to speak. As the scene opens up here, you're all standing around her, waiting to see what you want to do with your prisoner.
Before we get into that, hey Anna, what exactly was that back there?
What was what?
You kind of murdered that woman.
What do you mean? She was attacking us.
And she also surrendered.
We don't know if she meant it. It could have been a trick.
Besides the point, she surrendered and you murdered them.
She really hurt Raya and Osiris. I had to kill her. I wasn't going to let her hurt anyone else.
And Raya's really hurt Asteron. Are you gonna kill her?
Different.
I thought she said you worship Swan.
I did.
This isn't something Swan would agree with.
I never said that it was. I was as avid as a worshiper as you. This is something that had to be done. I'm not going to watch any more of my friends die.
It wasn't something that had to be done.
Look,
If she surrendered, if we had to make sure they weren't a threat, there's cages right there. We could have just put them in cells.
look. She just sighs. I just. I'm sorry. I had to.
You didn't have to. I recommend you should ask for forgiveness.
She doesn't answer.
Oops, sorry.
I suppose I would eye the now dead woman, now that is a visible womany woman, as opposed to a weird shadow thing. What do they look like?
As you look at her, your attention is immediately grabbed to the technical still open battle as Raya and Riker are still struggling against the butcher on the ground. Since it's still active, technically.
Have you got her secure?
Oh,
She won't
she's
be
not
going
going
anywhere.
anywhere this time.
Right. Are you going to be willing to talk?
As you move over and start speaking to her, her helmet seems to have no visible eye holes, so it's like looking at a metal sheet. It's strange. But as you move over and just speak at her helmet kind of just turns to you. And also in the process, she bites Riker's finger, but doesn't do any damage.
What a bitch.
Wishes.
Riker, you know now that she wouldn't be able to even talk if she wanted to with how well you guys are holding her down.
Uh-huh. If we want to interrogate this one, we're going to have to let up a little bit.
Well, there's a cell right there. So why don't you take her
Take
in
her
there
gauntlets.
and see if you can take her armor off.
Yeah,
I think that'd make her significantly less of a threat, and we could lock her in there if needed to.
Let's strip the armor if we can.
I don't care how roughly I do it. I'm going to fucking start tearing it off of her. I am almost foaming at the mouth.
So as you
I'm
begin
so
to
fucking angry.
as you begin to go through that fun little process, ripping the armor off her hands, the sounds of fingers breaking in the process as she tries to resist, though after the first gauntlet, she kind of gets the idea and doesn't try to resist any further as you rip each piece off, skin coming off, the sound of pieces of the armor breaking in, ripping as you move to the latches and don't take any delicate efforts in removing them and just break it off and toss it side to side as the butcher is stripped down, wearing only a tunic and under trousers. And looking to her face, you see long red hair with a white stripe going down the top right-hand corner of her hair along that bang. The right side of her face looks like someone that's been through a bunch, and when I say a bunch, I mean a bunch of different military situations, scars and all that plastered all over her face. It looks like she's seen combat after combat after combat. The left side of her face seems to be devoid of an eye and scarred over to the point that it looks like it's been cured and healed for more than 20 years, as there's just a bumpy, flat plane going from the top of her forehead down to her bottom cheek.
Okay.
I'm gonna move to start putting her in the cage if I can.
At this point, she doesn't seem to resist. The only sign of resistance that she has is only in her eyes, as both you and Raya work to move her into the cage, tossing her in as she falls into a heap of her own blood from the open wounds from the armor being ripped off, before weakly, but getting back to her feet.
Ask your questions.
Suppose, what kind of questions do you want to ask here?
I won't answer anything for you. Kill me.
I'm not going to be killing anyone. I'd rather not have that happen. At least not again. Okay, I'll kind of glance over Fayana at that.
You're too much of a monster for a quick death anyway.
We're not going to be doing that. Alright? We're better than that.
Maybe you are.
No, we all are. Can I have a name at least?
She turns her head away from you, Akiyama, and looks directly towards Raikor and Raya. Did I tell you how satisfying it is to kill them when they can't scream?
I'm gonna spit in her face.
She gets spat in the face and turns her head in the process. And she brings up a bloodied arm and just wipes it off from the area that it splattered against. And just gives off a smirk.
Don't do that.
I'm gonna lean in toward the cage. You'll be lucky if I don't tear your arms off.
Roll and intimidate.
Gladly.
Boy.
Whew.
Hey.
She could have failed that. As you send your threat, even more of a threat, really, I promise, she stands there, resolute, unfazed, with the same smirk that she had on her face after you spat on her.
What did I say? We're not tearing anyone's arm off.
It's around this point all your guys' attention is brought back to Asteron as he gasps in, currently knelt beside the corpse that none of you are paying attention to during this time. His eyes currently rolled slightly to the upper layer of his lids. Wow. Asteron.
Fucking knew you were doing that, you dumbass.
A resistance check.
What are you doing?
A resistance? Okay.
Fucking hell.
That's as high as I can go with that.
As time becomes relevant to you, or relative to you, time becomes relevant. Hey guys, how about that? As you find yourself currently standing in a black room, a mirror affixed to what looks like a beauty parlor. As you walk into that direction, you pull out the chair and sit down, picking up an opal brush. And as you take it, you turn to the mirror and begin to comb your hair, except it's not your hair. As you look into it, it's the face of this woman that you had just known before eating her soul. As you're standing here, a hand is pressed against the small of your back and trails up to your shoulder. My dear, you do realize this you traveling this way, will give up the opportunity of vanity. You feel yourself speak, though the voice is not your own, as you turn to see this shadowed figure that seems to be marred out of your vision to tell details. All you know is that they're tall, and their silhouette seems to give off a hefty, full beard and 5 prongs stood from the top of their head. You know better than anyone that no matter where I go, my vanity follows. You hear a low chuckle come from the man. I look forward to your return. I expect success from you. Fail me, and well, I'm sure you already know how I deal towards failures. As you put the brush down, you turn and put a hand over your chest, bowing your head deeply. My lord, I'd be no failure to you now in this deed, as I am no failure to you in all the other means. Another soft chuckle comes from the man before he extends his hand. As you take the shadowed silhouette, you bring your lips to it, becoming this close, seeing the remnants of what looks like a signet ring, which at this time you hear yourself gasping as you're brought back out of this dreamlike state, kneeling next to the body, looking up towards the ceiling.
Okay, one thing. Can you guys hear that?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna mute myself, because right now the fire alarm's going off and it may keep going off for a little bit, so I'm just gonna mute
Oh,
myself.
it's a fire alarm, not a phone. Okay.
Yeah, okay, just making sure. Alright. I'm just gonna mute myself for this. You guys can talk to Astron however you wish.
Are you sure you don't need to leave?
It'll when it goes in full, when it's just going like D like that, that's when I have to leave. Until that stops, I'm just gonna keep playing, but I'm just gonna mute myself. Okay, good.
What have you done now?
Well, I just got a little bit of information.
And how exactly did you get that information?
I sucked out her soul. Why?
What did you get?
Well, she likes a 5-pronged man. She's really into vanity. Let's see, what else was there?
Philip, what
fair-
the hell does a 5-pronged man mean?
That's what I heard. Sorry, the fire alarm's going off, so it was hard for me to hear a bit of it.
At the top of his head, he had 5 prongs, but you couldn't tell any reason why you would have it because you're looking at a silhouette.
Right. I relay that to the group. Yeah, he had 5 prongs on his head. Something about her not failing him again. Didn't know exactly what that means. I don't know, maybe it could be a king? I don't know.
If it's the king, that'd be recognizable, surely. Okay, I was gonna give this dead woman more of a look than not at all.
You recognize her immediately.
Fuck's sake, hate you. Right?
Oh, do you not remember the information from before?
I don't have the information. I know what their name is. I wasn't given any information.
Okay, I'm gonna have to leave, so I'll be right back as soon as I can. I'll keep you up to date. Alice.
That
Okay.
sound. Okay.
Bye.
Nice.
All right,
Bye.
don't die.
And I'm
I'll
sorry,
keep
but,
I'll keep the Skype going. I'll just
yeah.
put something over it. All right, bye.
Alright.
I'm sorry Philip can't make any more games because he died in a fire.
Yes. Literally died in fire.
Rest in peace. Anyway, yeah. I was never given information.
So you know this woman to be Madame de Callisto. A young noble woman that basically is a courtesan to the queen, king.
King. Are you sure that's the term you want to be using there? Because you're aware that basically just means a prostitute, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is that it, or?
She's pretty important in the fact that she has major leeway and a lot. She's almost queen status while not being a queen.
Right. And would that help with any more specific information?
I mean, she was a bitch.
Okay.
But you just know from seeing her that information immediately.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know, there's a difference between immediate knowledge and knowledgeable knowledge.
I didn't see you roll that. Okay. So,
That's what I said. That's why I said, would that help?
what you also know about her is not only does she have major leeway in the fact that she's the king's favorite chew toy, essentially. She also has significant sway over a lot of different textile organizations along the empire, as well as some shipping ones.
Right. What have you gotten me involved in here? Also, how do you not know who this is? Just being general, because I suppose I can't talk directly to Aston, because Philip is gone.
Well, I mean, I can roll a knowledge ability. I'll see if I know who she is. Can I do that?
Sure, go ahead.
All right.
I'm pretty sure it's impossible for you.
I mean, I'll just find out.
You know
Probably
nothing
is, but I won't-
you know nothing about the details that Akiyama has, because that didn't exist when you were on Tillith.
Yeah.
But what you do know is she's a highborn that was in control of the same materials, the textile and shipping. But it was not nearly as a big deal as Akiyama seems to be making it.
I don't see what the big deal is about her.
Well, Madame de Calicio is effectively in the position of what a queen would normally be in. She's not the queen, but she's pretty close. And you just killed her.
Fiona just doesn't respond. She just looks at the body.
I forgot to mention, Raya, as you were stripping her down, you found 5 very distinctive coins.
What do they look like, Ash?
Almost identical to some that I forgot who had it in the group, but whoever had it in the party.
You mean the octagon?
I think it was Bratsulian and Genghis, but we put them in the door and they stayed there. They wouldn't come out again.
So yeah, looks, remembering back, identical to those.
Sorry.
I've been fiddling with one in my hand while someone else is talking, and when they're done, still without taking my eyes off her, because fuck that, I kind of hold it out between 2 fingers. Rykor. Guess what she had?
Sort of like walking away from you right now. What?
I'm gonna flip it so you can see it as I'm holding it. One side with the mastodon, the other with the octagon.
Are those
They are.
what would be needed to enter the door?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
they are.
not overly surprising.
Well, we have 5 now instead of 2.
Do you mean to go back there?
Yes.
I don't know what's there for us. Whatever operations they were conducting obviously has something to do with this place.
That's why I plan on going back.
What are you talking about now?
Well, before we were plunged into this madness, we were trying to shut down an operation based out of Elwood. We made it down into some sort of built-out caverns, I suppose you could call them.
They were below the wood lodge.
Indeed.
Right. And what, that's what got you here?
There was some sort of doorway, a magical something or another, I don't know. We went through,
There was something drawn on the ground.
Do you remember what it was?
magic, obviously. Other than that,
Right.
not a fucking clue.
It was purplish.
And you're saying, and you said you met this woman before.
Yes, we met her there.
So would you not think it'd be a good idea to ask her some questions about what you saw there?
As I said, ask your questions.
But I didn't know what you saw there. I wasn't there.
Remind me, Ash, was it hundreds of corpses or was it just dozens?
It was dozens, but he's not here. This creature went by the moniker Butcher. She had some sort of laboratory where she would take innocents, lock them in cages, ironically, take them out one or two at a time. And I suppose she was performing some sort of experiments. But she would hack limbs, heads, anything she needed to.
I don't want to hear too much about that.
Needless to say, this is not a person we can easily let go.
Just saying that if we can avoid killing someone, we should.
As a general rule, I agree with you.
Good.
I have a hard time believing, however, that there are some people who won't continue to spread evil throughout Tillett. So, if she were to live and continue her experimental procedures, would not one be able to say that those deaths could lie with us?
Consider me religiously obliged to disagree.
I have no idea what that means.
Consider that I don't give a fuck.
If she's dangerous, we have to kill her, Akiyama.
Maybe we can figure out exactly what's going on.
They appear to already know.
Not really. We know that she was chopping up innocent people.
Isn't that enough reason?
I suppose knowing why would be important.
Really? I don't think your fragile little constitution can handle it, boy.
You're not helping.
I mean, to be fair, she's probably right.
I'm sorry. Are you under the illusion that I have been attempting to be at your aid?
No, but
Then you have more
Considering
intelligence than you seem to show.
pretty much the only person standing between them torturing you. I would hope that she would be a little bit more cooperative.
Torture. I bet you wouldn't even know your way between a buoy and a scalpel.
I don't. No, not really.
I don't need any tools to tear you apart.
Because you're not going to.
Well, it's clearly what she wants. She's egging us on in the hopes that we'll kill her quickly.
Then wouldn't you really be showing her what for if you didn't do that?
I mean, killing her slowly.
No, I meant not killing her at all.
I'm surprised you'd last longer than your other bovine friend.
Like,
She
not
made
talking-
a lovely course.
So, what's she talking about now?
She's lying.
You know,
Like that.
I wasn't aware that you had really 4 stomachs until I saw it myself.
I'm gonna ignore her and walk to Ogre.
As you move towards him, he seems to be pressed up against the wall currently, breathing heavy. Though he didn't move a lot, it seems like that simple exertion that he was doing in combat, just trying to help you guys from the far, was taxing even for his wounds.
You showed a great tactical mind in the fight, sir.
It's what I'm best at.
You said you were a general in the army. Is that correct?
General for the resistance, at least.
But you were part of the army before that.
A small part. He takes his time to kind of just look up at you. Do you have any remnants of your armor left?
Yeah, well, none of it's actually, like, usable. It doesn't do anything, but I'm just kind of wearing it as tatters for now. I'm going to strip a bit of it off and show him the emblems. I too have been down that path in the past.
These bars, these markings, I don't recognize them for the Empire. It's also very strange armor.
I stole it on my way out.
On your way out from where?
On my way out from captivity. But a general with the resistance. That gives you a unique classification of a higher rank than any of us. What do you say would the resistance want done with this individual? Pointing over to the butcher. Do you know of
He would
any...
stand and look like he's struggling as he's pushing against the wall when you basically put this weight on his shoulders.
Do you know of any operations that were proceeding within Elwood?
Elwood? No. We didn't have anyone stationed that far west. Especially not that far close to Prim.
Do you know of the X-Crossers?
He shakes his head no.
See,
I know of them. I don't know much.
this one is either a part of that group or employed by them, who seem to have some sort of deal with these facilitators here in the dark.
Looking towards the butcher, he makes his way towards her, limping in the process, before standing about 5 feet or so away from her cage. He You stand accused of collaborating with an empire of the Queen, Her Majesty, and assisting with the overthrowing of the proper king. What say you? I wonder what it looks like underneath your flesh. By the power given to me by the Queen, he seems to hesitate. I sentence you to an eternity of life and an eternity of my nephew opening my door.
Again?
He's getting good at that. Babble.
Oh my god, I hear him.
Cute little baby.
He got lost. Wow, okay.
Best uncle ever.
Rude.
Dang. You must have some fucking easy as fuck handles on your doors.
Eh. So, where was I?
How do you even reach that high?
He doesn't need to because it didn't close all the way, apparently. So, I sentence you to an eternity of life. You'll be brought back as prisoner, where you'll live out the rest of your days in chains. You have no right to decide this. Really? Because he grunts as he turns and bounces himself on Raya before falling over.
Whoa. Can I keep him from not falling over?
Yeah, if you let him balance himself on you instead of...
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like he's slowly trying to turn around on a swivel, like he almost falls over and puts a hand on your shoulder.
Yeah, I don't fucking want him to fall over. That's pretty shit.
And as you're holding him up, he kind of just turns his head over his shoulder. I think I just did. As she moves to the cage and bangs on them. If I get out of here, I'll find you, your family, your children, anyone you hold dear, and peel them flesh. And then after peeling their flesh, their nails, their eyes, their fingers. As the Ogreth turns, gag that wench.
Glad.
It's much better than just saying we're going to kill someone, isn't it?
Shut up.
No.
I want to gag her.
So with everybody's assistance, between Feyan and Raya and Rykor, she can't beat that. As you guys get in there, and yeah, what are you guys gagging her with?
Someone give me something, because all I got is 5 coins.
I have nothing.
I don't even have a shirt to rip up.
Riker, come on, man. You gotta
I'm looking.
Help me out here.
Well, you've
I
got
don't
you've got the
I-
tatters of your armor, right? It's
Do
leather.
the rope. I have a crazy high use rope. Gag her so hard her jaw almost breaks. I'll do it.
Oh,
I'll
actually-
fucking do it.
Akiyama's right. I do have bits of leather armor that would work perfectly.
All
Can
right.
I still do use rope?
Yeah, sure, I'll allow it.
break her fucking jaw.
Almost breaks off. Like right at the edge of breaking. Fuck, I gotta go find it though.
You should have it on your token.
Sorry, hang on. Slow as shit. Netbook.
Breaking her jaw might not be the worst idea in the world.
We're terrible people.
Fucking
Except
here.
Requiem.
Your families, your hometowns, everything will be ripped, razed to the ground, and ball for you even.
Take that fucking 31 use rope, bitch!
We don't actually have a hometown. It's not a town.
That was a 1, too.
Get fucked, bitch.
As her mouth gets bound and she just has her one eye just like frantically looking at all of you angrily, trying to find some type of like foothold to grab emotionally, but you've all hardened yourself to the point of her antics now and found yourself dull to her attempts to antagonize you.
I'm gonna grab where I've tied off the leather strip behind her head and use that to throw her back into the cage.
She's already in the cage.
She threw her into the cage? Yeah, right, threw her in the cage again. What's wrong with that?
Double throw.
I'm guessing there had to be at least some maneuvering to actually...
Oh yeah, she tried to escape, but yeah, you guys got her. So, after being slammed back into her prison and locked behind, she kind of just tumbles to the ground and leans up to her knees and like presses against the bars, saliva like seething across the leather armor from her now muzzle.
Yeah, I'd like to see you untie that knot.
We'll tie our hands too.
Yeah, I just realized that.
Yeah.
I assumed you guys did. I already assumed you guys tied your hands.
Yeah, we did. Totally.
I'm gonna go take a look at this armor and see if any of it's actually usable.
I doubt for you.
I may have broken most of it.
I imagine it's incredibly form-fitting.
It is incredibly form-fitting. It would fit for someone of like Genghis's height, but Akiyama's build, which also human and female.
Human and female.
Oops.
So it definitely does not fit
Anyone in the
anyone.
group.
Yeah.
So you're saying the one who would be like the one who'd be closest to fitting is fucking Akiyama.
You can wear the bottom half of it. You can, like everything but the chest.
I'm gonna break the bits off the gauntlets, the sharp bits.
Yeah, you have about 20 or so sharp, like almost caltrop-like pieces.
Anyway, I suppose I should look at everyone's injuries now. I think that would be for the best.
That would be most welcome.
Anyway, so I'm going to go in a clockwise manner, starting with myself. 1.
I blacked out slightly while you all were talking. What is it again that we were speaking about?
Well, we now have the distinct pleasure of toting this one around throughout the rest of our journey.
Right. And what else? You're having a conversation when I was out of it. I'm sorry.
I believe there was some discussion about what we saw in Elwood. Under the Wood Lodge.
What is this about Elwood that you spoke of?
Here.
It's the X-crosses. That's what we were attempting to get to the bottom of, which led us here.
What connection is there with the X-Crossers, the King's Cortisone, and this tower? And devils.
Nice.
Sorry about that.
Good fucking job.
I'm sorry, the king's cortisone.
He nudges his head towards the dead corpse that Asteron finished sucking the soul from.
Are you thinking of concubine?
No, courtesan. It's a correct term. I asked for confirmation.
Yep.
This is... You mean the facilitators?
I did.
If I'm
I didn't
mistaken about
already
her,
discuss this.
Hey, we have a Philip back.
I'm not mistaken about her face. Yes, that's who she is.
Well, seems like we might be doing more good here than we realized.
We need to figure out a way to get out of here and make our way back to Tillith. If we do that, I know of a place that we can go that can make a caravan directly towards the encampment.
Why exactly do you want to go there?
Because this is too much information to go and die with us.
I didn't exactly want anything to do with that.
I think your choice in that faded when you found yourself in this tower. Garth kind of hunches over and slides back down the wall, holding on to his burn marks.
I don't suppose you know a Jamie, do you?
Perfect time to ask about this.
It is for him.
I do.
Sure. Yeah, I kind of need to meet up with him. Kind of owe him a favor.
The last I heard of him, he was traveling, actually. He starts to recognize the connection towards Prim.
Yeah, last time I heard he was in Gristleshire. At least that's where I was supposed to be meeting him anyway.
Which is conveniently south of Prim.
Suppose so.
I believe your allegiances and favors may be aligned. Patrick did mention that he was meeting someone in Prim that he wanted to bring back before I was taken.
Right.
And how were you taken?
Say that again, I didn't hear you.
And how was it that you were taken?
Apparently they have a couple of rune hunters under their belt.
Do you remember how you got here?
No. I was knocked unconscious once. They captured me and tied me up.
And why exactly would ruin hunters get involved?
I haven't the foggiest, but I can never forget that bald head, that face of utter discontent, that hat. Does anybody say anything?
More or less looking around to see if anybody recognizes that description.
No, everybody seems a bit of have no recognition towards it whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, I know out of character, but hey, that's something else entirely.
I mean, you know about rune hunters, like he described a
Yes.
rune hunter to the T. But
Yes.
the specific person, no one has any specific knowledge of him.
Yeah.
Because the person that did is kind of dead right now.
Yay.
Yeah, kind of figured that was the connection.
You need to give Osiris the health. Because I can't.
How much did you give him?
43. And then 58.
Wasn't I already healed before? So
I
I
don't know.
can't take this.
I
Okay.
believe you were, yeah.
Alright.
So yeah, you didn't get touched. Ignore yours then. You don't get anything. You don't deserve it.
Okay, so since we're talking out of character right now, what have I missed?
Loads.
Such as
A little bit of BDSM. Mild
Okay.
BDSM.
We'll catch you up on break.
okay,
Yeah. We'll catch you up on
Yeah.
that.
YOLO.
break.
and that's just smiling. to
I mean,
himself.
apparently not to her. 'Cause she
No. Apparently, I live multiple times. Still works.
Yeah, we kind of... Huh, I know. Vulture flicks the time loop, and everything that happened to Asteron just happened now.
Oh, okay then.
Hello?
So just to give you a rundown, since I kind of missed a little bit of it while my fire alarm was going off, I could barely hear. So just to as a caveat, I was at the girl in her dressing room. Seemingly, she was brushing her hair. Some silhouettes of some 5-prong-headed guy came up behind me, told me I shouldn't be so vain or something like that. Told me I shouldn't disappoint him again. And then at the end, I kind of missed it a bit because it was still blurry in my head. So what was the last bit?
You were kissing his finger, that
Uh-huh.
you got
A signet
close enough to
finger.
see that it had a signet ring there. Though you
Alright,
couldn't truly identify it, but you could tell it looked like a noble's signet ring.
So I couldn't tell whether what type of signet ring what emblem was on the signet ring, just a signet ring.
It's possible if you knew people that could properly ascertain dreams, but from what you know, no.
Okay. So, and then I blurred out everything that happened. Whew.
Oh.
So what did I miss? Oh, she's in a cage. That's nice. Ooh, and armor's off. Kinky. So, what's been
Also
going down?
gagged.
Ooh, and gagged. Ooh.
Hands tied as well.
Mm.
All
On
the
her
good
knees.
stuff. Hey, yo.
Well, that got me a little bit of information, not a whole lot. I don't know if has she told us anything? As I point over to the butcher,
No, she wasn't really
Just a whole lot of
cooperating at all.
she wasn't very forthcoming.
No, not really.
Oh, okay. I walk over to the cage, put my
No.
head up towards it. What? I look over to Akiyama.
Just get away from there.
What? I mean, do we have any use for her? As I look over to the butcher, smiling.
We're not going to kill her. Right?
I mean, okay, fine. I mean, I could probably gain a little bit more information, but hey, guess not.
Don't care, we're not going to kill her.
Unfortunately.
Is she still conscious?
Yeah, she's looking at you, looking like she's just calling you horrible names with her eyes, just waiting for you to kill her.
You mean I?
Thank you.
I just look back in, just as long as she knows that if we need to, we can just kill her if we want to, and still get the same information that she would give us.
As she do that, she kind of forces herself against the bar.
What she wants.
And like bangs her head against it, almost daring you in her eyes.
It's what she wants, Astrom. Her usefulness lies in information she's unwilling to give presently.
You're not allowed to say that. A second ago you were arguing to kill her.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
No.
You only changed your mind when the general changed his mind.
I gave it to him to decide.
We don't have time for this.
No, we don't.
Oh,
What's the situation outside?
Another thing, Raya. You also found another one of those orbs. I forgot. It was
What
on
orbs?
the butcher.
Which ones?
The communication orbs, I think.
Devil
Correct.
hearts. Demon's hearts.
It was on the butcher.
Does she relay that to the group?
Yeah, I'll toss it to you.
Oh,
Is
hey!
it the pair,
So,
or is it just the one?
Am I
This
able to-
one is
That was
a
this
teal.
one.
This one is a teal colored.
Alright.
so not the same color as the other one.
No.
Okay. So probably not gonna go to each other. I see. Okay. I kind of listen in, trying to see if I hear anything from this one. The one I just got.
Are you trying to do anything more than just put it to your ears? Are you trying to make it work?
I mean, do I know how to make it work in that?
Are you going
Do
to
I
try
know-
to make it work?
Define make it work, because I don't want to talk into it. I want to see if I can listen in.
I know, but
If
you're
anyone
trying to
should.
make the
Yeah.
thing
Are
work.
you trying to make
I'm
it
trying
work?
to make the thing work, yes.
Roll a use magic device.
Okay.
What color
No.
was the first one? Because you said the second one was teal. Red,
It's a
okay.
reddish orange.
Ooh, that's okay.
Oh, this is gonna be. Oh, good.
That's
Wonderful. You blow up.
You're the best at this. Good job, buddy.
I'm the best.
Nothing seems to happen.
Okay, I just pocketed. And the other thing. Okay. Are you sure as I look over to the betrayer? Because I'm not betrayer, the butcher.
The betrayer. Great
I've
name.
constantly been wanting to call her the betrayer, but it's the butcher, I know. I mean, because she just looks so appetizing.
Like, stop talking to her. I mean it.
Yes, Daddy, as I walk off.
You're not calling me that again.
Bitch, he just did!
So demanding.
Also, after eating the soul, it had a sweet, enjoyable taste, though after the sweetness faded, all that was left was a really ashy undertone and kind of mucky. You didn't like it that much.
Wasn't the best soul.
So, what are you guys doing next?
So what's the plan moving forward?
Someone needs to check outside.
I don't think my disguise is gonna do so well going forward. Not very good in the first place.
Well, we have an official minor facilitator with us.
Yeah, but that's not
Junior
really good enough
facilitator.
to get around on his own, is it?
No, it may get you on the ground, but for the rest of the tower, they know what's up.
Exactly.
Especially since she's bound and imprisoned.
This disguise 1 barely works as is. 2, I'd rather not be wearing what is a skin coat for much longer.
Has anyone searched the dead facilitator yet?
I'm
No.
not going to pilfer a corpse.
Oh, okay, cool. I go over to pilfer the corpse.
It's fine.
as you pull out about a foot long black object that seems to have 2 circles at one end, almost pressed up against each other. And a handle on the other end.
Is this a telephone? I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to describe to me. What is this?
Show it to us.
I show it.
Does anyone know what it is?
Be a dildo.
Oh wow, okay.
That was literally my first thought too.
Wow, Kelsey, so crude.
It seems to be some kind of club.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, good.
Knowledge weapon.
But yeah, I don't have knowledge.
Rackor, you think it's a dildo.
Wait. Wow. Oh, he has a 1 in it. Okay.
We are just shitting all over this character, aren't we?
I mean, not yet.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Don't fucking bring fetishes into this, Ash.
I said nothing.
We at Nightxgamer do not kink
We
shame.
did find the gimp suit. In
Yeah,
the
actually, no. Asteron's right. At Nightxgamer, we do not shame other people's kinks. You're free to do what you want.
No, we do all the
No.
time.
You do.
So
Good. That's
Asteron's swinging
my
this
job.
around like a club, jousting with it. So what do you guys think this is for?
Could be for a whole load of things.
What would I even roll, if anything?
A charisma?
Because I feel if it was a sex toy, Akiyama would know.
Roll a magic check.
Roll the magic check.
Racing.
He's be a magic dildo.
Oh my god.
I know all, I see all.
For one, that's not a dildo.
Thank
Damn
God.
it.
Dang it.
Though it looks like one.
Good enough.
It seems to be club-like, though you don't know exactly what it is, but you're pretty sure it's not a dildo.
Pretty sure.
You're pretty sure
Right
it's not a dildo.
here.
I mean, people could be creative, but you're pretty sure it's
Yeah.
not supposed to be that.
Yeah, I'm not too clear on that.
well.
Seems like a club is a best bet for what it could be.
Do you bang it on anything?
I bang it on the corpse's kneecap.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Roll a
yo.
strength check.
Okay.
Why immediately do that?
And I quote, do you bang it on anything?
Astron always bangs.
As
Ayo.
out of nowhere, an emission of force gets sent through the 2 balls at the tip of this rod as you're sent flying back 15 feet up into the air, hitting the wall and then sliding back down on your side.
It's a power dildo.
Is this a fucking gravity hammer? We're doing a Halo
802
now.
damage.
I tap it on the wall next to me.
Oh my god.
With the exact same force of emission as you're on the ground, unexpected of what happens, you just get sent sideways as you just side check Raikor on the legs and send him flying to the ground.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
I need an animated GIF of Asteron in this room, just like ping pong falling everywhere.
Do you want to stop doing that?
I'm gonna take it from.
Doll ragging everyone. Ragdolling, whatever. it's
Can I
called.
roll a strength check to see if I hold on to it?
You lose.
it!
Actually, you
No.
actually might be able to win. I think Rykor has a low enough strength that you can beat him. So yeah, go ahead.
Yay!
I want to see Astron beat this.
No.
Damn it!
No.
Eh.
No goose, Mr. Moose, as he takes the stick away from you.
Mm.
Fucking child.
I'm gonna go look to see if the platform pillar they came down on is still rescinded or if it's risen back up.
It's still rescinded.
That is our way out.
What are we gonna do about the disguise? It's really the only thing that's got it this far.
In the sky, it got us like a couple 100 feet to here.
Through some disguise or another, got us through pretty much every floor. Unless you want to try fighting all those giants.
Well, it fooled them once.
Yeah,
Philip,
but
did you... Sorry.
even with people as unperceptive as them, I think a disguise which requires me to not have legs is going to be seen through pretty quick.
I don't know, maybe we can use this table as kind of like a lift. You know, like what those people use to carry the people through the streets? Maybe some of us can get on the four ends of that, kind of makeshift it into something, and then we can sit on it, and then we can just lift you through. And maybe that can say like, oh, he's sitting down. So I mean, like, of course you won't. So you can like have your cloak where it covers your legs, and you're sitting down, so they can't say, oh, he has legs, because you can't see that.
That's ridiculous.
But it can work.
Why would he need to sit down if he could fly?
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a little, he needs rest.
It's
It's a
just
table,
like a
Astron. They're
floating
not going to think it's
skeleton
a chair.
ghost.
Astron, you scream as you feel a shot coming from your pouch.
Whoa! What was that?
As you pull out the red orb as it seems to be pulsing.
Oh shit, boy! We fought!
Incoming phone call.
I
Oh!
don't know why I bother anymore.
Guys, I don't know what to do here.
Didn't
Hot
I tell
potato.
you not to mess with it?
I didn't do anything to it! I think someone's calling. How good are you at impressions? I look over to Akiyama. Okay.
We should
I
probably answer.
try to figure out-
Oh my god.
Don't answer.
As I try to figure out how to answer it.
This is the point of video game where you save about 3 different times in a row.
As
So
you're
do I-
looking at the pulsing, you see the inside of the core kind of moving and forming, trying to almost imitate like wave patterns of somebody's voice. As you're looking at it. Though you don't hear anything and you have no clue how to make it work. So you can use another use magic device if you want.
Sure, I'll try.
Oh my god.
Someone actually has
6.
used magic.
Bratzulian, but he's not here.
I mean, I have a 1 in it because you know me, put something in everything. But
I do not. Akiyama's a knowledge dude. He doesn't.
Use.
Yeah.
do you want me to try, guys? Because I have 1 in it.
Fuck it.
Well, I got a 6, so wait. So what do I get with the 6?
Nothing seems to happen and the pulsing continues.
Let
Someone
me
use
try.
Someone use it,
I'll try. Let me go.
but don't talk
Why
to
would
it
you
yet.
try at all?
Don't talk, just try to
I
listen.
don't know. I'm
What
just
the
gonna see
fuck?
if that works.
As Fayana, you take it and concentrating on the device itself, you try to discern what the patterns are saying, and in the process you feel a voice that seems to resonate in you, where it only seems to translate directly to you.
Oh boy.
Tsag, why have you not answered?
Oh shit! Oh fuck!
Oh god.
Oh!
Fuck, what do I say?
Ah!
And this is where we're going to
Everybody
take a
bail
break,
out!
guys.
Abort mission!
So, thank you guys for watching. We're going to be back in about 10 to 15 minutes. This time to use the restroom, get something to eat, all that fun stuff. And we'll be back within that time as Fayana digs everybody in a hole. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.
With a shovel that we gave her.
I told you all, don't touch him. Don't touch him.